Hello and welcome back to the Fruit of Grisaia, Sachi's route. In the last episode, Yuuji and Sachi were back from the date that they had on the beach. However, Sachi was very much affected by it, pondering over Yuuji's words so much that she couldn't actually do her own chores. In the wake of that, the other girls tried to find out what was going on by asking Sachi directly. Unfortunately, Michiru came upon the unfortunate instance of asking Sachi to get rid of an upcoming test that they were having as soon as the summer vacation was over. Now, as previously discovered in Sachi's story, she eventually ended up burning down an elementary school because she was given that exact order to get rid of a test. And the idea definitely definitely worried both her and Yuuji knowing the story. And I believe Sakagi worried too, given that she has shown insight of knowledge of the other characters' stories. Right, let's continue. 10 minutes to go. It's a boiling summer day and I'm standing out in the sun staring down at my watch as I wait for a visitor. To carry out my plan, I'm going to need cooperation from a number of concerned parties. But even among them, it's safe to say that the person I'm about to meet is the single most crucial piece of the puzzle. 5 minutes. 3 minutes. Exactly 180 seconds before the arranged time, I hear a high-pitched engine approaching. Only moments later, a certain flashy sports car draws to a halt outside the gate, no less an eyesore than the first time I saw it. Precisely on time, huh? Just what you'd expect from a German. Well, here I am. JB steps out of her car, carelessly brushing up a loose lock of that shaggy blonde hair she's so proud of. Sorry for dragging you all the way out here. It certainly is rare for you to be the one calling for me. What's this about? Maybe you've decided to call it quits on the whole students thing? Actually, it's the opposite. The opposite? Yeah, I want to stay at the school. Keep up the whole normal student thing. And to make that possible, there's something I absolutely have to do. For some reason I have a really bad feeling about this. That's JB for you. Can't count how many times that sharp nose for trouble have saved my ass. Somehow this compliment leaves me less than overjoyed. Since you're not denying it, I'm going to ask you point blank. What do you absolutely have to do? I was hoping you might ask. I was actually got a favor to ask of you. A favor? So that's the shape of it. Pretty simple, right? Sorry, too simple, huh? Must have been a bit of a letdown. The exact opposite, actually. Of all the insane... What on earth are you thinking? After carefully considering all the relevant factors, I concluded this would be the single most effective approach. The relevant factors, he says. Look, I understand that you are trying to help Sachi, but is it really necessary to go this far? Depends on her, but in all probability, yes. I don't think anything less is going to get it done. Otherwise, I think Sachi would have found the answer to my problem by now. And if I'm going to make this happen, I need your help, Julia. Do you really think that's going to convince me to go along with this foolishness? Probably not. You've never been the sort to put aside the big picture for a small objective. Then I suppose you'll just have to... Please listen to me, Julia. I've had enough regrets for one lifetime. I'm sick and tired of being a powerless bystander. It's not like I want to go around rescuing random people like some sort of superhero. But when there's someone suffering in front of me, and when that someone is a person I care about, I want to do everything I can to help them. And you're saying that's Sachi? That's right. When I learned about her identity and her burden, I wanted to help her. That feeling was absolutely real, and it's only gotten stronger over time. And if I turn a blind eye to her problem now, I don't think I'm ever going to understand the meaning of the words Asako left me. So that's your answer, huh? Alright, I understand. You have whatever assistance I can offer. You sure about that? Given that uncharacteristic little speech, it seems clear that you're ready to accept the consequences of your actions. And if Asako was here, she'd probably say when a man's desperate enough to beg, a woman needs the backbone to shut her mouth and nod her head. Sorry, I appreciate it. That said, even with Ichigaya and Nakasaga's support, there's a limit to what I can pull off, or cover up for that matter.
I'm aware, yes. Don't worry, I'm not planning to give Ichigaya any headaches. As long as you can get me the East Beach Express information and the soup, I'll figure out the rest on my own.
Figure out the rest? Wait, do you have training in that field as well?
You haven't forgotten what sort of person my master was, have you?
True enough.
Asako trusted you more than anyone else, you know. And the same goes for me now. In fact, you're the only person in the world I'd call family. What I'm trying to say is, I'm really grateful, JB.
Getting this from a guy who's usually such a sarcastic little ass throws me off my game.
My sincere apologies.
Well, I guess I'll just chalk that one up as an attempt at giving your foster parent a little lip service.
Sure.
Out of a filial piety, I guess I'll refrain from pointing out the contrast between these cynical words and the visible witness in the corner of her eyes.
One last thing. I want you to get me 4 tickets for a helicopter ride.
A helicopter ride? What do you need those for?
That's part of secrets.
Fine, I won't ask. Just get in touch when you have an exact date and time. I'll be giving you a call myself once our preparations are complete.
Yeah, go ahead and draw the funds you're going to need out of my account.
Well, that's alright with me, but you're talking like this is already a done deal. Sounds to me like you're going to need a certain someone's cooperation as well.
That's right, I am.
So, is she on board?
No, but that negotiation is next on my to-do list.
To-do list? Are you for real? The plan sounded relatively fine-tuned at first, but you sure are taking a haphazard approach to some very fundamental problems. Very much like Asako's way of doing things, come to think of it.
Guess I'll just have to show you that that isn't the only thing I picked up from my master.
Yes, you do that. I'm looking forward to it.
As a bright-eyed, idealistic educator, I'm sure she's here at this hour.
After seeing off JB, I arrive at the principal's office in search of my second most essential accomplish.
Pardon me, coming in.
Yeah? As usual, I barge in without knocking. I catch a brief glimpse of Chizuru making her face into a small mirror before she jumps out of her seat with a girlish little shriek.
You'd think I'd walked in on some innocent maiden changing her clothes.
Well, I'm still comfortably in the maiden age range. Probably. More importantly, not when you are visiting a woman's room, alright?
Yeah, you're right, Chizuru. Sorry about that.
Jeez. Apparently I seem to have picked a somewhat awkward moment to visit. So, what do you need? I assume you didn't stop by just to see my face, yes?
Yeah, thought I'd take you out on a date today, Chizuru. Get your things.
Huh? You got a girlfriend, you know. Taking me on a date would be cheating on Kumina-san. I can't let you do that.
The hell are you getting all flustered about? It's a joke, obviously.
Well, what do you want then? Judging from the look in her eyes and the tone of her voice, it's probably best to stop screwing around now.
Alright, I'll explain in detail, but basically I want your cooperation with a little plan of mine.
A plan?
That's right. So, as I'm sure you can imagine, I could really use your help as a standing member of the board of directors, and as the prefectural governor's daughter. What's the matter? That time of the month really sneaks up on you, doesn't it?
Not the problem here. I was just at a loss for words, thanks to your completely insane nonsense.
Oh, I was being perfectly serious, though.
Well, yes, knowing you, I didn't really think you meant it as a joke. Still, that doesn't make it any less crazy.
Her heart's been frozen solid for a very long time now. Thawing it out is going to require some serious kinetic energy.
And that achievement test I announced provided a suitable spark?
Right. It was a complete coincidence that Michiru asked Sachi to get rid of the test, but ultimately we have a chance to settle things in one shot thanks to your timely assistance.
Assistance? It's not like I announced the test with something like this in mind, you know.
Yes, I know. If we do carry out Michiru's request, you're probably going to be the one inconvenienced yourself most severely.
That's right, it's impossible for me to even predict the full consequences of you two eliminating this test.
So, if you refuse to cooperate, Chizu, I have no choice but to scrap this plan.
That's an unfair way of putting it. You know full well I can't just refuse.
How about this? I'll make you a promise in exchange. Sachi's going to be herself again. I'm going to make that happen.
Can I really take your word on that?
Yeah.
Very well then, Kasami-kun, you have my cooperation.
Thanks, and sorry to drag you into this.
No need to worry yourself about me, thank you very much. You've got bigger problems right now. I may be the principal, but that doesn't mean this school belongs to me. You do understand that, right?
Even so, I know you'll find a way to do what needs to be done.
So you say, but I expect you've cajoled Qa'Rajh into this as well.
Oh? How do you know I brought JB in already?
Simple enough. If I were in your shoes, she's the first I'd ask for help.
I see. Persuasive reasoning.
But I must say, really is rather humiliating to dance so obediently on your strings. So much for my dignity as the older woman.
Not to worry, it's not like you had much to lose in the first place, not with your baby face of yours.
Kasami-kun!
Don't get all huffy. There are plenty of ladies out there who'd kill to be mocked for their youthful appearance.
I swear, who on earth taught you to talk like that anyway?
Interesting question. Guess that'd have to be my master.
Your master? Kusakabe Asuko-san, yes?
Right.
Kusakabe Asuko, the woman I called master. She adopted me, a child breathing but in no other sense living, and patiently raised me into someone capable of working for Ichigaya. You could say I'm only standing here today thanks to her. That debt's something I won't be able to forget, even if I was inclined to try. I never met her myself, but I've heard a little from Qa'Rajh-san, specifically that she was an amazing person.
That's a pretty decent summary. Even after all this time, with everything she taught me and a hell of a lot of independent study, I'm still 10 sizes too small to fill her shoes.
I see. Kusakabe Asuko was without a doubt the most extraordinary person I've ever known, but ironically enough, she was also the woman who helped me find something like normality. Anyway, to return to the matter at hand, first of all, you need me to get the manga ready, yes?
Kind of surprised you know a slang term like that.
I have a friend in software development who used it once. Kinda stuck in my head.
I see. Anyway, yeah. Once I have those, I'll get to work on constructing a more specific plan.
Very well. I think I can have that ready by tomorrow, so stop by around the same time to pick it up.
Right. Also, I need a relatively sizable room without too much clutter.
Let's see. In that case, you can have the tool room overlooking the athletic grounds. It's almost entirely empty at the moment.
Appreciate it. Sorry about all this.
I assume you're aware, but when you're repaying a woman's present, a threefold return is standard.
Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. When I arrive at the third floor of the dorm in search of Sachi, I find her crouched over a sizable pile of books, flipping pages with an expression of intense focus. Seems he's using the spare minutes waiting for the laundry to review a stack of reference materials. Not entirely out of character, to be sure, but this is a dramatic change from the dreamy thoughtfulness that followed our return from the beach. Instead of losing herself in distracted reveries, she is immersed in practical research. And just as I'd expected, the composure has already vanished from her face. Proof that she's realized her previous method won't work for this request. The circumstances are very different. On the most fundamental level, the school buildings in question differ radically both in scale and construction. After even a cursory comparison of those differences, it's simple enough to realize that the same trick is unlikely to work again. At this point, it comes down to whether or not she can find an entirely different approach, but right now, Sachi can't even sense my presence at her side. The law she's imposed on herself, her absolute need to be a good girl, has forced her into a state of such obsessive concentration that nothing else even registers. Of course, I expected something of the sort, but it's the first time I've seen Sachi this intensely serious. Her self-assured air of easy confidence has vanished without a trace. The request she's currently grappling with presents an exceptionally thorny problem after all.
On some level, Sachi seems to realize that she's fast approaching the moment of truth. In that case, the best thing I can do for the girl right now is allow her to simmer in her own desperation. Well then, please excuse me.
Yeah.
Even as she broods over getting rid of the test, Sachi's consistently maintaining her routine of cleaning my room and doing my laundry. I guess I could be happy as a boyfriend that she places such high priority on taking care of me, but no matter how used she is to these sort of chores, it's obvious that keeping up the daily grind is going to be hard on her under the circumstances, and I can't allow myself to step in to help right now. It's a mixed feeling. As I'm mulling things over, my cell phone beeps shrilly in my pocket. No need to bother looking at the screen, I know who this call is from.
That you, JB?
Morning, Yuuji. How's Sachi?
Seems she hasn't figured out an effective plan yet. Currently absorbed in brainstorming.
I see.
So, what can I do for you?
Ah, right. It's about the East Beach Express crew. I found something extremely interesting.
Think we can use it?
It'll take a little time before I have a positive proof, but yes, I believe we can.
Good to hear.
I'll send you the details by email later, so make sure to take a look.
Roger.
I should be done with your other request soon as well. Incidentally, I also went ahead and got the stuff you'll need to grow the vegetables for that soup of yours.
I was planning to take care of that myself, you know. I didn't want to push everything off on you.
It's hardly a significant difference in the labor involved. Wasn't more than a few extra clicks of the mouse, really.
Alright, whatever you say. Thanks.
Sure, the goods in question should be delivered before long, so make sure you're there to accept them.
Right.
And within the hour of that phone call, a truck bearing JB's gift makes its way through the school gates. Hey-oh, I'm here from Fujimi Shipping. Use this Kazami-san yet then?
Yeah, I'm Kazami.
Well, got you a pretty dang big delivery here. Got a warehouse or something? I can lug it all out there if you want.
That's fine. Just unload everything here and I'll take care of the rest.
Roger that. Later, bro. When all the goods are finally out of the truck, the delivery man leaves with a cheerful frat boy-style farewell.
Guess I'd better get these inside before the others notice.
Aha! I was wondering what the heck a truck was doing here. Figures that you'd be the culprit, on his end. The game's up. We're coming right now, so don't even think about moving from that spot.
Oh, too late.
Well, might have been inevitable given how rare it is to see a vehicle of any kind actually inside our campus. But it's not like I got anything I can't let them see, so I guess it shouldn't really be a problem. Ha! A full-size delivery truck here? Just what the heck did you... God, it stinks! Don't even think about leaving me out if you're planning something fun. Gah! It stinks! What's this supposed to be then?
Word of advice, Sakagi. Pinching your nose disdainfully while you speak isn't exactly going to help you win friends and influence people.
Well, pardon me, but your delivery happens to be giving off an astounding stench, if you haven't noticed.
Of course it is. That's how this sort of stuff is.
This is agricultural fertilizer, right? Like manure. Manure? Seriously? You gotta eat it?
No, I'm not.
But why on earth?
Our thoughtful principal noticed that Sachi's been looking busy lately. Decided to compensate by roping me into a temporary position as a volunteer gardener. Figured I'd start off with the fundamentals and enrich the soil a bit.
Okay, sure, but did you really need this much?
First part of the job is laying down some flower beds along the whole outer periphery of the athletic grounds. Somewhere down the line I'm looking to spread the flower field exercise concept throughout Mishima Cape as a whole.
Flower field exercise, huh?
Playing with dirt's good stuff, you know. Gardening's a pretty solid workout, and it's got a well-documented relaxing effect as well.
Amanda's not entirely buying this, isn't she?
Sharp girl.
Alright then, you let me know if you need any help with that. I can drive a tractor too, you know.
What?
Did I say something weird?
Not really, but motorcycles, trucks, now tractors. Is there anything you can't drive?
True, I'm pretty versatile. Might not have every license out there, but if it's got wheels, I can probably handle it just fine.
I see.
Sorry, but I'm not gonna be filling anything with flowers anytime soon. The hardiest cactus withers at my touch. I'm with Shiro on this one. I like my plants best after they've been picked and cooked, you know. In that case, I guess we should head back to our rooms instead of getting in Yuuji's way. Just remembered, actually, but I've got some ice cream I brought at the supermarket earlier. Let's all go have some, okay? Since you're inviting me, I assume you got ample supplies of green tea flavor, yes? And mandarin orange! Yes, both are on tap, so let's be good little girls and head inside now. Definitely wrapping up the conversation, the big sister of the group coaxes the two troubled children back into the dorm. Amanda might not have bought my story, but I think she got the general idea that I'm taking action for Sachi's sake. This is probably her way of being considerate. Do you have a moment?
What's up? Don't you want to get some of that ice cream?
If you answer my questions concisely and honestly, I expect there'll still be some left over after we're finished.
What do you want to know?
Well, the truth is, we asked Komine-san about the problems you asked her to solve.
Ah.
You seem less surprised than I expected.
I know how much you people love sticking your nose into others' business. I was more or less expecting something of the sort.
Good, that makes this simpler. Am I correct to think you hope that successfully getting rid of this test will enable her to answer your questions?
I wouldn't have gone out of my way to reopen old wounds if I thought otherwise.
I see. In that case, I suppose our regular meetings are no longer necessary.
Regular meetings?
My apologies. Just talking to myself. I guess this petty secrecy is her way of getting payback for the other day. Well then, have fun playing with your dirt.
In any case, it's nice that they're being relatively cooperative.
In the pitch-black hallway, the only sound is the echoing of my own footsteps. After waiting until my classmates were soundly asleep, I slipped my way out of the dorm to infiltrate the abandoned school building.
Well, the recent construction like this is definitely going to take some time to get things ready.
To be honest, without Chihiro's cooperation, I doubt I could have gotten anywhere. And even now, it won't be easy. That said, failure simply isn't an option.
After pushing Sachi that hard, I damn well better give my part everything I've got.
Okay, that sounded like a chainsaw. Well, partly. The last part sounded like a drill. Getting close to 4 in the morning. Another hour and we're getting dangerously close to Sachi or Amane waking up. Just to be on the safe side, I guess I'd call it a night.
That room.
From the school hallway, I notice a single light still on in the dormitory. And when I quietly look inside, a few minutes later, I find Sachi crouched intently over her desk. She must have been up all night working. Her normally neat desk is cluttered with books, magazines, paper, everything from documents concerning modern architectural design to yellowed old newspaper clippings. Probably because she confidently declared I should leave everything to her, Sachi is consciously trying not to show any sign of struggling. But in reality, she's practically at her wit's end. Precisely because of her own thoroughness and intelligence, the faults in every new plan must present themselves with frustrating speed. There are just no easy answers to this challenge. With a silent shout of encouragement, I ease the doors shut and quietly leave Sachi's room behind. And that's where we'll end this episode. So we shall see what the drilling or chainsawing was about. Perhaps in the next episode. But until then, take care.